Hey guys, it's Becca here with Miller's Crossing Design, and today I'm going to show you a really fun way that you can upgrade your floors with just a couple of cool products and some elbow grease. Here are the floors before I get going. They are actually painted plywood floors that I put in my shop, and I have a YouTube video that shows you how to make it look like concrete. This was formerly my classroom, so I've gotten a lot of paint all over the floor. And now that it's the actual retail part of the store, I want to show my customers a cool way and a pretty way to use some of our products. So I'm going to use vintage linen for the first layer of the floor. I'm using a half nap roller, and a half nap is more for a rough surface, and because this is wood and it has a lot of imperfections in the wood, I really want the roller to be able to get into the grooves of the wood. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and use, and I'm going to get started. So now that my paint has dried, I'm going to go ahead and tile it using the Iron Orchid Design stamp. It comes like this. It comes in 4 4x4 pieces. And I'm going to use a decor ink in Ocean Deep, and I'm going to use a brayer. And the brayer really helps get that ink into all the details that are in the tile. And again, I'm not looking for perfection because I want it to look very vintagey, and that allows me to not have to stress, and I can just have fun creating, and it's going to look so pretty. I'm really excited. So let's get started. So I'm going to put the ink on a paper plate. Look how gorgeous that color is. You really can't see what it looks like in that bottle at all. So I'm going to rub it right onto the brayer, and I have all 4 tiles. So I'm just going to do it one at a time. I just think it's easier for me that way. You could put them all together and do it that way. So I'm going to just take the brayer and just go over all of the detail onto the tile, including the edges, which is going to be the grout. Making sure to cover it completely. And now I'm going to just go up along the tape, and I'm going to place it down like this. Put some pressure on all areas, and then I'm just going to lift it up. So I did find halfway through this process that using another brayer or a rolling pin to apply pressure really helps to get the full effect of the stamp for a real full look. So while the ink was still kind of wet in certain areas, I went ahead and took the brayer that still had ink residue left on it, and I decided to go all over the entire area with the leftover ink. And this kind of gave it a really cool, like vintagey, distressed look. It also pulled the wood through that was down on the floor. The wood grain came through, and it just gave it some really cool texture and made it look even more distressed. This also helped to hide some of the imperfections that I had because I did not measure. If you want this to be a precise tile job, then you really need to, think it through and measure it. But, I don't play that way. Once your paint has dried overnight, you're going to want to top coat it with Big Top. It's a water-based top coat. I really had a lot of fun with this project. I learned how to use the stamps, which I wasn't super familiar with, and I got better with each stamp that I did. I got to really brighten up my shop for spring, and I got to make a pretty fun video for you guys to watch. So I am glad you joined me, and hopefully you'll join me again.